Hello, Internet. Vanguard here. Back with a new episode of By the Book. This will be the 26th episode of the series. And we're going to do something a bit different today. Instead of making a video about Emperor's Hammer custom content like we normally do, we're going to make a breakdown video of an XWVM alpha mission. I have seen a couple of different comments on the Discord about how challenging this mission can be. So I figured I would do a breakdown of a couple of different ways you can complete this mission, and hopefully after watching it you can beat it so that you don't think that it's that challenging. There are a couple things that can be done to minimize the difficulty of the mission, and I will go over them in detail. So without further ado, let's dive right in.
Identify and disable Imperial transports bearing prisoners. Protect our rescue transports from any Imperial counterattacks. Destroy all other transports before they reach the Imperial frigates.
First big thing is you do not have to do that. Destroying the other 10 transports that
read these instructions for more information on the mission.
Troops are entirely optional. You only have to disable and capture the 2 stormtrooper transports that are carrying prisoners. Destroying the other ones, I repeat, is entirely optional and does not have to be done. If you like points, like I do, you can opt to destroy them, and it is relatively easy to do so, as there are specific timing windows that the mission has where you can easily pick off all of the transports before they get to the hangars of the 2 Imperial frigates. The thing that makes this mission the most challenging, in my opinion, is that you are alone in the Y-Wing. You get no backup, you get no help of any kind, you're responsible for taking care of the entire mission yourself. It's also one of the early Y-Wing missions, so you don't really get a lot of experience in the craft unless you have flown the historical combat missions. I will make use of the 4x speed feature in this mission sometimes. I also reduce the graphics and audio levels to help eliminate any potential lag that may occur. So you'll come into the Sullustan system and you'll immediately want to just start charging your lasers and putting power into your shields. You do get a couple of seconds before the first group of TIE fighters does arrive. If you are planning on destroying the transports, you can do what I did here and shoot at the first couple to lower their shields. As you see, the TIE fighters are 11 kilometers away, so you still have a bunch of time before they are a threat. So now we've identified one of the transports that has prisoners on it. We do not disable it entirely. We only get it under 20%, I believe, is when the engine stops on the transport. Why do we do this? I will explain in detail a bit further along into the mission. For now, you'll want to just continue inspecting the stormtrooper transports. Also deal with the first group of TIE fighters. TIE fighters are not really much of a threat. They have very, very low AI. I think it's novice, so you don't really have much to worry about when it comes to them. This will buy you another minute or so, which you can use to fly through the formation of transports, inspect them, and determine which one has the prisoners. If you have randomized craft off, I believe it will be the same craft every time. Lambda 4 and Omicron 5. You will now disable the transport that is closest to the frigate entirely. During this time, before the interceptors arrive, you can now pick off the next wave of TIE fighters. Wait. Instead of destroying the second TIE fighter, all you have to do is disable it, so that you won't be threatened by any more of them. Simply put all your power into engines and fire a reduced power ion beam shot into the fighter to disable it. You will now do the same with one of the TIE interceptors. As you can see, it is coming to a dead stop. You can now either opt to destroy the next interceptor, or you can reduce its hull to under 25%. This will cause it to fly back to its launch point. Will then buy you time to destroy the stormtrooper transport. As a rule of thumb, you should remember the 1-1-1 rule. 1 dual-linked laser blast, ion blast, proton torpedo. In that order, will destroy a stormtrooper transport every time, assuming you have fully charged lasers and ions. You don't even have to wait for a full lock. You can just fire and the stormtrooper transport should die. It's important to note that in this game, sometimes disabled craft can still fire at you, although it is unlikely to do any serious damage. As you can see, the disabled TIE fighter isn't entirely disabled. Oh, that's why it shoots at you. Because its systems aren't at 0%, it isn't fully disabled, so it can still shoot at you. It has very limited maneuverability. So just don't fly in a straight line, and you'll be fine. Now that we dealt with the first group of TIE interceptors,
Docking operation complete.
we can now disable the Stormtrooper transport Lambda 4. This will then turn into the launch of the second rescue shuttle. It's important to note that you destroy all the other transports before Lambda 4, and then disable it, or disable it, then destroy all transports before it. The Lambda 5 and 6 will just fly around in a circle, because Lambda 4 is their flight leader, and because their flight leader is disabled, the game doesn't really recognize that, so they follow it and just fly around the circle. We then proceed to repeat the same procedure we did previously. Make sure you're traveling at 100 with your ions at low charge. Drive off one of the interceptors and disable the other. We also do the mission this way so that we do not have to deal with two sets of interceptors at the same time, which can be somewhat challenging depending on your skill level as a pilot. Now that all of the fighters have been dealt with, it's just a matter of waiting for the docking operation to complete, as there are no more threats
Docking operation complete.
to the mission success. And you can see the rescue has been completed. No problem. Doing the mission this way does increase the timer for the mission. If you're interested in getting an achievement, I don't know if it's a hidden achievement or not. Listen to the next part. If you're not interested, skip ahead 20 seconds. There is an achievement in this game you can earn by trying to go to hyperspace when you actually can't, when there's a craft in your way. Simply point yourself at the frigates from far away and enter hyperspace, and you will get the achievement, because you can't, since your path is directly in that of a frigate. Again, I don't remember if it's a hidden achievement or just a regular one. That is the first way that you could do the mission. This is by far the easiest one, because it allows you to break the mission down into a couple of small dogfights where you are never under any serious threat from anybody. The next way is the standard way that the mission is generally completed. This will involve no disabling of starfighters, and is a more challenging one, although it is still quite manageable. And we start by empowering our shields and lasers and get to inspecting the transports. When doing this mission, it is important that you make sure that you have randomized craft turned off. If you have randomized craft turned on, then the prisoner transport can be any of the 6 different transports in the group. If you leave it off, it should be the same ones every time. Lambda 4 and Omicron 5. You need a tip for how to identify them. So you scroll to the beginning or end of the flight group and then count to either 4 or 5, depending on which flight group you are after. The Lambda group will normally be a bit behind the Omicron one, so that you don't have to worry about having to simultaneously deal with both flight groups at once. So we killed the first group of TIE fighters, and now we're on to interceptors.
Nice shot.
It's important to remember that one dual blast will cause an interceptor to go back to the hangar, and if you land a single blast followed by double blast, the fighter will be destroyed.
Nice shot.
Just 1, press X, 2, fire again, craft destroyed. Shoot once, press X,
Nice shot.
again, target destroyed. If you've taken any shield damage, you can use this opportunity to power your systems. If you are doing this at 80 speed like I am, it is a lot easier because you're guaranteed to get 125% hull. So you don't have to worry about chasing the fighter if you hit it once. You also can use proton torpedoes because the AI of the interceptors is not very high. Normally, the torpedo will land, or at the very least, it will give you 30 seconds or 40 seconds of time in which you can destroy the other one, while the one that you fire the torpedo at is gone. You can then use this time to destroy another craft. There are 2 craft and 2 waves of interceptors. So 4 craft, like 8 total. For the TIE fighters, there are 2 craft and 10 waves for a total of 20.
Docking operation complete.
It is far easier to destroy the transports sooner rather than later. As things can get tricky when they get near frigates. See again, Lambda 5 and 6 are following 4 around because there's disabled.
Nice
Fighters attack you aren't pretty much with them. Not being shot at them very much at all, even when they're only 0.2 kilometers away. Just like that. At 7 minutes, approximately, we've completed the mission. Now, the rest of this video will show you what happens if you do choose to attack the 2 Nebulon B frigates that are waiting for the transports to arrive. Each of them will launch 4 TIE interceptors for a total of 8 to attack them at the same time. There are 10 waves, of 40 per flight group, and 80 interceptors total. They have very, very high AI, are extremely dangerous. I will show you why you did not face them head-to-head. It's rather unfortunate that I did get by a piece of interceptor debris. If you do choose to do this part of the mission, I highly recommend that you do not attack both frigates simultaneously, that you attack one frigate, kill its interceptors, and then attack the other frigate and kill its interceptors. Also makes it far less likely that you do die, since you will be fighting 4 craft or 6 craft instead of 8 craft or 10 craft. You can also opt to destroy the 20 TIE fighters and then proceed to attack the frigates. It's also very lazy flying. I tried to illustrate the danger of having to face all of these ships at once while not flying my best. Make sure that we're clear of the frigates when we go to hyperspace. And that's the end of the mission. So you will see there is very little left of the craft that I was flying. Is typical for the condition that I normally turn my starfighters in. I hope this series, or these 2 mission playthroughs, helped and offered a few different ways that you can complete this mission. And if you have any questions, you can reach me in Discord. My name is Vanguard. Thank you for watching, and good luck.